charity case and secondhand clothes. Did you really believe you belonged at this table? The insults arrive before the physical contact. When Brett Callahan's hand strikes the lunch tray, 17-year-old Haley Carter witnesses her inaugural meal at Ridgeview High School soar through space as if time has slowed. Her yellow sundress becomes canvas for spaghetti sauce that marks her like battle scars. The plastic dish crashes onto the floor tiles. 300 cafeteria students freeze for precisely 2 heartbeats before bursting into mockery that echoes off concrete walls and overhead lighting. Haley finds herself on the ground. Sauce drips down her hands. She maintains her composure, refusing to weep. Her exhale comes gradually through her nostrils. She mentally counts to 4, then cleans her hands using her dress with such deliberate movements they appear almost practiced. This level of composure originates from somewhere profound, troubled, and well-rehearsed. Brett stands above her at 6'2", built from lacrosse training and inherited advantages. His varsity jacket's price exceeds Haley's total foster care stipend for 3 months. Cole Martinez serves as Brett's dedicated cameraman, phone already recording every moment. Mason Park positions himself at Brett's side, larger than his companions, yet quieter, his gaze shifting between Haley and the door, as though measuring escape routes. Everything okay on the floor? Brett angles his head. His tone carries the specific meanness of someone never denied anything. Should I point you toward the donation center where that dress came from? Haley rises to her feet. From his spot near the vending area, Coach Daniels observes something significant. How she stands without hand support for balance. How her feet space themselves at shoulder width before her upper body ascends. The subtle rotation on her left foot's ball as she pivots toward the waste bin. He recognizes that movement pattern from long ago, from far more threatening individuals. She moves past Brett silently. Her shoes produce no noise. She discards the tray, retrieves napkins from the holder, and blots her dress. The cafeteria gradually resumes its typical disorder. Brett and his group migrate toward their window-side table, already amused by different matters. Haley occupies an isolated corner table, removes a protein bar from her bag, and consumes it quietly while reading a worn paperback. Her hands remain steady. For anyone who's experienced being the newcomer without support, click subscribe immediately. You'll be interested in this story's conclusion. If stories of fairness inspire you, press the thanks button to support more content like this. I promise you won't be disappointed. Gossip begins circulating before 5th period. Haley's attending AP Calculus when she overhears whispered conversations from the rear seats. Have you watched the footage? Cole uploaded it. She simply accepted it. When school dismisses at 3:15, the video accumulates 4,000 views on an unnamed account titled Ridgeview Reality Check. The description states, "Foster child discovering the hierarchy. Welcome to the Wilderness charity recipient." Haley maintains no social media presence. She remains unaware of the video until the following morning when 3 sophomore students gesture at her in the corridor and mock tears. She continues walking. Her foster guardian, Mrs. Chen, prepared her lunch today. Turkey sandwich, apple pieces, string cheese. Haley dines alone at her usual corner spot. Brett passes without acknowledging her, though Cole does. He records her for 5 seconds before departing with laughter. Coach Daniels approaches her table during lunch's final 10 minutes. At 42, he's a former Olympic alternate for Team USA Taekwondo in 2008. He instructs PE and leads the school's self-defense organization, which contains precisely 7 participants. He sits opposite Haley without requesting permission. "Your movement yesterday was skilled," he states quietly. Haley glances up from her book. Her eyes are deep brown, nearly black, revealing nothing. "I stumbled." "That wasn't stumbling." "You fell then rose without hand assistance." "That's termed a technical stand. Most individuals can't execute that unless trained." He reclines. "I'm not creating problems, but if conversation interests you or circumstances worsen, my office is accessible. Literally, room 114. I'm present until 5 most afternoons." Haley closes her book. Appreciation. That's her complete response. Coach Daniels nods and departs. He doesn't pressure. He's encountered sufficient frightened kids to understand when pressure causes harm. The subsequent escalation occurs Thursday. Haley's AP English assignment vanishes from her backpack between 3rd and 4th periods. She's certain she placed it there. She verified 3 times. Mrs. Rivera, the English instructor, issues a warning. "This is week 1, Miss Carter. I'm extending the deadline until tomorrow, but afterward it becomes a 0. Haley nods. She reconstructs the complete essay from memory that evening at the public library, laboring until 9 o'clock closing. Mrs. Chen collects her in her Honda Civic that sounds like grinding gravel. Haley doesn't discuss the missing assignment. Mrs. Chen has housed her for 4 months. This placement has remained stable. Haley won't jeopardize it by creating issues. Friday morning arrives with her rewritten essay submission. Mrs. Rivera reads the opening paragraph, observes Haley above her glasses, and comments, "This demonstrates quality work." Excellent quality. Don't allow initial assignments to slip again. During lunch, Brett occupies his regular table. Mason scrolls his device. Cole edits something on his computer. Haley's consuming her sandwich when Brett stands, approaches, and deposits a wrinkled paper on her table. It's her original essay. Coffee-stained, boot mark across the center. Discovered this in the garbage. Brett announces loud enough for surrounding tables. Assumed you'd want this returned. For keepsakes, you understand. Cole's recording again. Haley stares at the damaged paper. Her jaw clenches momentarily. Then she flattens it, folds it methodically, stores it in her backpack. "Appreciation," she responds, emotionless, hollow. Brett laughs. "Welcome, charity recipient. That afternoon brings PE. Coach Daniels conducts a soccer unit." Haley's on the field when a ball approaches her face, wildly kicked by another student. She doesn't flinch. She rotates on her right foot, elevates her left knee in perfect chamber stance, and deflects the ball using her shins inside. The ball curves harmlessly away. The action requires under a second. Coach Daniels witnesses it. Mason does too, sharing the PE class. Mason's expression becomes complicated, resembling someone attempting to solve unexpected mathematics. Following class, Mason overtakes Haley in the corridor. That was a taekwondo deflection. Haley maintains her pace. "I participated in soccer at my previous school. Soccer athletes don't chamber like that. My mother enrolled me in taekwondo at 12. I recognize the technique." Haley halts, turns, regards him. "What's your objective?" Mason shifts his stance. He wears a Ridgeview football sweatshirt despite no longer being on the team. Removed junior year for academic performance. Brett's father secured his mother employment at the district office. Mason's indebted to Brett, though he appears uncomfortable about it. Nothing, just observing. He departs. That evening, the second video appears. Same unnamed account. This one's edited. Clips showing Haley dining alone, walking head down, sitting isolated in the library. The soundtrack features melancholy violin. The description reads, 7 days at Ridgeview and already invisible. Foster children truly are temporary. Haley still lacks social media, but Mrs. Chen maintains it. She views the video because her colleague's daughter attends Ridgeview. Mrs. Chen positions Haley at the kitchen table that night, laptop displayed. "Sweetheart, we must discuss this." Haley watches the video expressionlessly. "It's acceptable. This isn't acceptable. This constitutes bullying. We can report this to administration. Then what follows?" Haley's voice remains steady. They investigate. Brett's father serves on the school board. His family donates to athletics. "I'm the foster child present 8 days. Whom do you believe they'll trust?" Mrs. Chen's expression crumbles slightly. She's 53. She's fostered 9 children across 12 years. She understands Haley's accuracy. "We can still attempt. I simply need to maintain low profile, complete the semester, achieve strong grades, avoid trouble." Haley closes the computer. "If I engage in one altercation, if I receive one write-up, the placement becomes endangered. You understand the process." Mrs. Chen does understand. She's displeased, but she understands. Monday morning delivers the spring fling announcement. It's Ridgeview's homecoming equivalent occurring in 2 weeks. The gymnasium receives decoration. Music, dancing, photo booth await. Student council organizes everything. Haley disregards the posters. She's not attending. Brett has alternative plans. In AP Calculus, Mr. Reeves announces the semester project. Random pair assignment. Naturally, Haley partners with Brett. The universe demonstrates humor. Brett doesn't acknowledge her, merely texts someone under his desk. Following class, Brett corners her near the lockers. Not physically, just stands sufficiently close to emphasize the size differential. "Here's the arrangement," he states quietly. "You complete all work. Include my name. I receive the grade. You maintain invisibility. Agreement." Haley regards him. Truly regards. She observes the expensive timepiece, the fresh haircut, the small scar above his left eyebrow from some childhood incident probably treated at private medical facilities. She observes someone who's never fought for anything because everything's been provided on a lacrosse stick. I'll complete my portion, you complete yours. Brett's smile sharpens. That's not how this functions. Consider this, my father serves on the school board. He golfs with Principal Reeves. If I fail this project, I don't qualify for lacrosse playoffs. If I don't make playoffs, I don't get college scouting. If that occurs, someone faces consequences. He leans closer. Guess who that someone is? Haley doesn't retreat, doesn't blink. I'll complete my portion. You complete yours. Brett's jaw tightens. He departs, but Cole's been recording from around the corner. Haley spots the phone. Cole recognizes that she spots it. He grins and vanishes into the crowd. Honest conversation. Have you ever needed to choose between remaining silent and risking everything? Leave a comment sharing. If you anticipate Haley surprising everyone, remain watching because you're unaware what's approaching. The week drags forward. Haley labors on the calculus project alone. Brett doesn't appear at any scheduled library meetings. Thursday, she emails him her completed portion. He doesn't respond. Friday after school dismissal, she remains late completing her portion in the library. She saves everything to a USB drive and email. Backup. Always create backup. That's when events accelerate. Saturday afternoon, Haley's at the public library again. She has her laptop, notes distributed across the table, working on final calculations. She's so concentrated she doesn't notice Cole walking past until he's directly behind her. He photographs her screen over her shoulder. Flash activated. Haley rotates around. What are you doing? Cole grins. Just documenting. Brett wanted verification you're actually working. For when you attempt claiming he contributed nothing. Depart from here. Public library, charity recipient. Public property. He departs still grinning. Monday morning, Haley arrives at school discovering her locker jammed. Someone inserted gum in the mechanism. She requires the janitor's assistance opening it. When it finally opens, there's a note inside. Perhaps attempt not being so invisible. During lunch, she sits at her corner table. Mason walks by, halts, regards her like he wants speaking, then continues walking. Coach Daniels isn't in the cafeteria today. He's assigned hall duty. That afternoon, Haley's summoned to Principal Reeves's office. She's never faced trouble before. Her Ridgeview record is clean. She enters and Principal Reeves sits behind her desk. A woman in her 50s with perfectly arranged gray hair and a cardigan probably costing more than Haley's complete wardrobe. Miss Carter, be seated. Haley sits. Principal Reeves folds her hands. I've received a complaint from Brett Callahan regarding your calculus project. He asserts you've refused collaboration and have threatened submitting incomplete work with his name attached, damaging his grade. Haley's heart rate maintains steadiness. She learned long ago controlling her body's stress reactions. That's inaccurate. I've completed my portion. Brett hasn't attended any meetings or responded to my emails. Can you provide proof of these meetings? I have the emails and I reserve study rooms in the library. There's a registration sheet. Principal Reeves types something on her computer. I observed 2 reservations under your name, but there's no attendance record for Brett because he didn't appear. That's your assertion. Brett asserts he never received meeting notifications. Principal Reeves reclines. Miss Carter, I understand you're new here, but at Ridgeview, we value teamwork and integrity. Making false accusations against established students is serious. Established students. The phrase lingers in the atmosphere like smoke. I'm not making false accusations. I have emails. Emails can be misinterpreted. Brett's father has assured me this is simply miscommunication. Principal Reeves's smile is courteous and conclusive. I'm going to give both of you the benefit of doubt. Complete the project together. Submit it by next Friday. If there are additional complaints from either side, there will be consequences. Do you understand? Haley understands perfectly. She's the foster child without family money connections. Brett's the legacy student with a school board member parent. This isn't about truth. It's about power. Yes, ma'am. Excellent. You're dismissed. Haley departs. Her hands are shaking now. Not from fear, from fury she can't afford displaying. She goes to the bathroom, locks herself in a stall, and breathes. 4 counts inhaling, 4 counts holding, 4 counts exhaling. The breathing technique her former coach taught her. The one maintaining her center when everything collapses. When she emerges, Cole's waiting near the sinks. He has his phone out. Got a quality shot of you entering Reeves's office, he states. Brett's going to love this. Foster child getting summoned to the principal. Classic. Haley walks past him without responding. Cole follows her into the corridor. You know what's amusing? You keep acting like you're tough, like you're not bothered, but everyone can see you're scared. He positions himself in front of her, walking backward. You're just waiting for someone to send you back wherever you came from. And honestly, that's probably your proper place. Haley stops walking. She looks at Cole, really looks. He's shorter than Brett, thinner. Probably thinks the camera provides him power. Probably thinks being Brett's friend makes him untouchable. Move, she states quietly. Cole laughs. Or what? You going to cry to Mrs. Chen? Going to run to Coach Daniels? He leans in. No one's coming to rescue you, charity recipient. This is simply how existence functions. Haley steps around him. She continues walking, but something shifts in her chest. A pressure she's been keeping confined. The same pressure that removed her from her last placement. The same pressure that made her quit competitive taekwondo 2 years ago. The same pressure that nearly got her arrested at 15. She cannot afford releasing it. Not here, not now. Not with so much at stake. That evening, Mrs. Chen notices Haley's barely consuming dinner. Difficult day, long day. Haley pushes rice around her plate. May I be excused? Sweetheart, if something's occurring at school, it's acceptable. Just fatigued, Mrs. Chen releases her. Haley goes to her room, closes the door, and stands before her mirror. She's wearing sweatpants and an old shirt. Her hair is secured in a ponytail. She resembles any other 17-year-old girl. That's the point. That's always been the point. She drops into front stance. Left leg forward, right leg back. Weight distribution 60-40. Her hands rise automatically. Chamber, extend. The front kick slices through air with a snap that would shatter ribs if there was a target. She executes it 20 times. Then side kicks. Then roundhouse. No impact, just form. Just muscle memory maintaining itself alive. Her walls are bare except for one poster. A Bruce Lee quote, knowing is insufficient. We must apply. Willing is insufficient. We must do. Mrs. Chen purchased it for her when she moved in. She doesn't know Haley used to compete. Doesn't know about the 2 state championships. Doesn't know about the scholarship offers Haley declined. Doesn't know why Haley quit. Haley stops mid-kick. Her reflection stares back. She thinks about Brett's hand on her lunch tray. Cole's camera. Principal Reeves's polite dismissal. The pressure in her chest expands. Not yet, she tells herself. Not yet. The calculus project is due Friday. It's Wednesday, and Brett still hasn't completed his portion. Haley emails him one final time. I'm submitting my portion tomorrow. If you want credit, add yours by Friday. Thursday after school, Haley's in the library finishing her final edits when someone sits opposite her. It's Mason. Brett's planning something, he states without preamble. Haley looks up. What? I don't know exactly, but he's been conversing with Cole. Something about spring fling set up tomorrow. They're both on the decoration committee. Mason shifts. Listen, I'm not saying I support you, but I don't support him either. Not anymore. My mom received her job because of Brett's dad. But that doesn't mean I must watch him destroy people. Why are you informing me this? Because you blocked that soccer ball like someone who knows combat. And I don't know why you're not retaliating, but I'm assuming you have a reason. Mason stands. Just be cautious tomorrow. Don't be isolated with them. He leaves before Haley can respond. She sits there, hands on her laptop keyboard, mind racing. Spring fling setup is tomorrow after school. The gym, lots of equipment. Not many teachers supervising. She's not on the decoration committee. There's no reason for her presence there, which means if Brett wants her there, he'll find a method. Friday morning arrives with gray skies threatening rain. Haley wears her yellow sundress again, the identical one from the first day, now stain-free, thanks to Mrs. Chen's peroxide technique. She pairs it with her flexible flats, the ones appearing casual but having sufficient grip for movement. She's uncertain why she chooses this outfit. Perhaps it's defiance. Perhaps it's bait. The school day passes in slow motion. AP Calculus, where Mr. Reeves announces the project is due by day's end. Haley's already submitted hers. Brett smirks at her from across the room. Lunch, where she eats alone again. PE, where Coach Daniels is teaching volleyball and watches Haley move with that same evaluating expression. He doesn't comment, but he's paying attention. Final bell rings at 3:15. Haley goes to her locker. There's another note. Equipment room, gym, 4 o'clock. If you want your project actually submitted, her stomach drops. She knows it's a trap. Mason warned her. But if Brett sabotages the project submission, she fails. If she fails calculus, her GPA collapses. If her GPA collapses, her scholarship applications disappear. And without scholarships, There's no college, no future, just the system eternally. She could inform Coach Daniels, but he's already departed for the day. She witnessed him exit with his gym bag at 3:05. She could call Mrs. Chen, but Mrs. Chen's at employment until 6. She could simply not go. Let Brett fail. Let consequences fall. But Haley's exhausted from running, exhausted from being invisible, exhausted from allowing people like Brett Callahan to decide her future. She goes to the gym. The main lights are off. Just the emergency exits glowing red. The decoration committee's in the corner hanging streamers. Cole's there, phone out as always. Brett's by the equipment room door. He sees Haley, smiles, and gestures for her to approach. Haley walks across the gym floor. Her flats make soft squeaking sounds on the polished wood. The decoration committee doesn't look up. They're focused on their work or pretending to be. Brett opens the equipment room door. After you, Haley hesitates. Every instinct screams trap, but she walks in anyway. The room smells like old sweat and rubber. There are mats stacked against one wall, basketballs in mesh bags, volleyball nets on hooks. The single window is frosted glass. No one can see in. Brett follows her inside. So does Cole. The door closes. Not locked, but closed. So here's the arrangement, Brett states, leaning against a stack of mats. You did quality work on that project. Really quality. I'm impressed. Then submit it, Haley states. Her back's to the wall, literally. She's positioned herself so the door is to her left. Brett and Cole are in front. I will. But first we need to establish something. Brett pushes off the mats, takes a step closer. You don't speak to Principal Reeves again. You don't send any more emails. You stay quiet, stay invisible, and in 2 months you'll transfer to another school. And this all disappears. Agreement? That wasn't the arrangement. I'm changing the arrangement. Another step. He's within arm's reach now, because you're starting to be a problem. And problems disappear at Ridgeview. Agreement? Cole's filming. Of course he is. Haley can see the red light on his phone. She looks at the camera, then at Brett. Move away from me, or what? Brett's voice drops to something quiet and dangerous. You going to fight me? You? He laughs. You're 120 pounds in a sundress. I'm captain of the lacrosse team. Who do you think wins that fight? Haley's heart rate stays steady. 4 counts in, 4 counts hold. 4 counts out. Last chance. Move. Brett moves, but not away. He grabs her wrist. Not hard enough to bruise, just hard enough to control, to show power. Haley goes still. Completely still. Brett grins. See, that's better. That's what happens when you... Haley's trauma response activates before her rational brain can stop it. She's 13 again. Different foster home, older foster brother. Same grip on her wrist, same smile, same words about power and control, and no one believing her. Brett shoves her. Not violently, just enough to push her against the wall. Her shoulder blades hit cinder block. Cole's still filming. Haley's breathing changes. Faster, shallower. Brett mistakes it for fear. You're going to stay quiet, Brett states, leaning in. You're going to do what I say, and if you don't... His hand rises toward her throat. Not to choke, just to emphasize, just to intimidate. That's when Haley's muscle memory overrides everything else. Her left hand snaps up, catches Brett's wrist mid-motion. Her right hand chambers at her hip. Her weight shifts to her back foot. Brett's face goes confused, then concerned, then scared. Wait! Haley's right leg explodes forward. Textbook app chuggy. Front kick. Ball of the foot impacts Brett's jaw at an upward angle. Not full power. She pulls it at the last second, but enough. More than enough. The camera catches Brett's head snap back. Catches him stumble. Catches the moment his knees buckle. And he hits the mat stack. Off screen. The sound is dull and final. Cole drops his phone. The equipment room door flies open. Coach Daniels stands there, chest heaving like he's been running. He looks at Brett on the ground, conscious but dazed. Looks at Haley, still in chamber position. Looks at Cole's phone on the floor. Nobody move, Coach Daniels states. Nobody touch anything. His voice is pure command, military. The kind of voice that makes people obey without thinking. He pulls out his own phone and dials. Principal Reeves, this is Coach Daniels. I need you in the gym equipment room immediately. And call campus security. We have a situation. He hangs up, looks at Haley. His expression is complicated. Pride, concern, recognition. State champion? He asks quietly. Haley nods once. She's shaking now, not from fear. From 2 years of pressure releasing all at once. California 2022 and 2023. Under 17 sparring division. Coach Daniels exhales slowly. Your form's still perfect. Brett's still on the mat stack, hand on his jaw, eyes wide with shock that's quickly turning to rage. Cole's frozen by the door. Haley's breath comes in controlled bursts, her right leg slowly lowering from chamber position to the ground. Coach Daniels stands between her and the exit, phone in hand, his body language protective without being obvious. "Don't say anything," Coach tells Haley quietly. "Not until the principal arrives. She attacked me," Brett states, voice thick. He touches his jaw, winces. "You witnessed it. I witnessed you grab her wrist. I witnessed you shove her against the wall. I heard you threaten her." Coach Daniels' voice stays level. "I also heard you through that wall before I arrived. And the gym security camera outside this door captured the audio. Every word." Brett's face goes white. "There's no camera in here." "No, but there's one right outside. Captures everyone who enters and exits. Records audio within 15 feet. Coach Daniels steps on Cole's phone, keeping it in place. "And this phone captured everything too. Congratulations. You just documented your own assault." The room goes silent. Principal Reeves arrives 4 minutes later with Officer Park. She surveys the scene with practiced eyes, then requests explanations. Coach Daniels goes first, recounting what he heard through the storage closet wall while setting up equipment. Brett's threat, the shove, Haley's kick. He secured the scene immediately. Officer Park picks up Cole's phone. The video plays. Brett's threats are crystal clear. "You're going to stay quiet." Problems disappear at Ridgeview. The sound of the shove. Haley's warning, Brett's hand rising, then the kick. Too fast to see clearly, and Brett's impact. Principal Reeves's expression shifts from bureaucratic neutrality to something harder. "Mr. Callahan, you just lied to my face while there's video evidence." She turns to Officer Park. "Retrieve the security footage. Contact both sets of parents. Document everything. My father is going to hear about this," Brett states. "Your father is going to hear about this from me." Principal Reeves's voice could cut glass. "Miss Carter, are you injured?" "No, ma'am. Mr. Callahan, do you need medical attention?" "She kicked me in the face after you assaulted her." Principal Reeves looks at Haley. "You'll wait in the counselor's office until your foster mother arrives. Don't discuss this with anyone. Before we proceed further, understand this. What you're watching isn't just about bullying. It's about systems that protect the powerful and silence the vulnerable. If that makes you angry, hit that like button and share this video, because systems only change when enough people say enough." Mrs. Chen arrives 30 minutes later, still in work clothes, face pale. In the counselor's office, Principal Reeves shows them both the security footage. It's damning. Brett and Cole entering at 3:58. Haley arriving at 4:02, hesitating, then entering. Coach Daniels rushing over at 4:06. The audio captures everything. When it ends, Mrs. Chen looks at Principal Reeves. "My daughter defended herself against a student who cornered her, physically assaulted her, and threatened her. If you're about to punish her for that, we're involving attorneys and the media. Mrs. Chen, I'm here to apologize." Principal Reeves looks at Haley directly. "Miss Carter, when you came to me about the project issues, I dismissed your concerns. I prioritized his family's standing over your safety. That was wrong. I'm sorry. Haley's been in enough systems to know apologies from authority are usually performance." But Principal Reeves looks genuine, exhausted, like she's seeing something she should have seen all along. "What happens now?" Haley asks. "Mr. Callahan is suspended immediately pending full investigation. I've contacted the Title IX coordinator. Officer Park is filing an official report because what happened constitutes assault and battery by him, not you. Your force was defensive and proportional. The district attorney will review, but based on evidence, I don't anticipate charges against you." Principal Reeves pulls out a tablet, shows them screenshots. "We accessed the Ridgeview Reality Check account, registered to Mr. Martinez's email. Every harassing post about you is documented. He's suspended as well for cyberbullying violations. The consequences cascade quickly from there. Within 48 hours, Brett's father resigns from the school board. An outside investigation firm is hired to review Ridgeview's bullying policies. 3 other students come forward with complaints about Brett and Cole that were previously dismissed. The video leaks over the weekend. Not Cole's version, but the security footage version with audio. By Sunday night, Legacy Student Problem is a regional headline. Monday morning, Haley walks into school and feels the shift. People stare, but differently. Not mocking. Something closer to respect or maybe fear. Maybe both. A sophomore girl who mocked her 2 weeks ago approaches, nervous. "I'm sorry for laughing, for not saying anything." "I'm sorry," Haley nods. Doesn't say it's okay because it's not, but acknowledges it. 2 more students apologize during the day. At lunch, 3 students request to join her table. They discuss homework and spring fling and cafeteria pizza. Normal. Wonderfully normal. Coach Daniels finds her after school. Got time? They walk to the football field. He shows her a photo on his phone. 2 men in military uniforms, both young, smiling. One is clearly younger Coach Daniels. The other has Haley's eyes. Your father, Jake Carter, and I served together. Army combatives instructors. Coach zooms in. He discussed you constantly. His little girl who could already execute roundhouse kicks at 5. He was so proud. Haley's throat tightens. He died when I was 6. Afghanistan, 2014. Saved 4 people before. Coach trails off. I should have found you sooner. Should have reached out when I saw your enrollment. But I wasn't sure until I saw you move. You have his footwork. Why didn't you stop Brett earlier? The question comes out hard. Coach is quiet. Because I'm a black man at a predominantly white school, where the wealthiest families have the most power. Because I have a daughter in college and a mortgage. Because I've been fired from 2 schools before this for standing up to the wrong people. Because I chose my safety over yours until I couldn't anymore. He looks at her. That's not an excuse. It's the truth. And I'm sorry. Haley processes this. The complicated math of survival. How systems make everyone calculate risk versus reward. You came when it mattered. I should have come sooner. He hands her an envelope. This is from your father's commanding officer. Retired now. Runs a youth martial arts program in Portland. Been looking for you since your mother died. Wants to meet you. No pressure. Haley takes it. Doesn't open it. Just holds it. Brett's expelled. Coach continues. District attorney is filing assault, battery, witness intimidation charges. Cole's expelled too. College prospects are gone for both. Mason got 3-day suspension for not reporting earlier, but he cooperated fully. He'll be back Thursday. Haley thinks about consequence. How it cascades. Brett gone. Cole gone. The school board restructured. 3 other students empowered to come forward. The ripple effect of one moment. I'm starting a women's self-defense club, Coach states. Twice a week. If you wanted to help teach, there are girls here who need a role model who looks like them and knows how to stand up. Haley looks at the envelope at the school. 2 weeks ago, she was trying to survive. Today, she's being asked to help others. I'll think about it. That's all I ask. Coach stands. Your dad used to say, you can't throw someone down without learning how to stand up first. I think you already know how to stand up. Maybe it's time to teach others. That night, Haley opens the envelope. Inside is a letter from Colonel Martin Hayes. 2 pages, handwritten. It discusses her father's bravery, kindness, dedication to teaching soldiers how to protect themselves. How he carried Haley's photo in his helmet. How he'd show everyone her tournament victories. How his last words were asking someone to ensure his daughter knew he loved her. The letter ends. If you want to learn more about your father or need anything, reach out. The martial arts community he was part of is still here. We don't forget our own. You're one of ours, Haley. Always have been. Haley folds the letter carefully, looks at the Bruce Lee poster on her wall. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. She's done hiding. Done being invisible. Done letting people like Brett decide who has power. Friday, Haley stands at the school board meeting. Local news cameras present. She's wearing the yellow sundress again. Mrs. Chen's idea. A statement. Haley reads from prepared notes. She discusses the foster system. How kids without families don't report abuse because they fear losing placement. How schools need to believe students like her instead of protecting students like Brett. How policy changes aren't enough without cultural change. I didn't want to fight back. She states, looking at board members directly. I wanted to stay quiet, stay safe, graduate, disappear. But staying quiet almost got me seriously hurt. Fighting back saved my life. I shouldn't have had to make that choice. No student should. So I'm asking you, the people with actual power, to make changes so the next foster kid doesn't have to choose between safety and silence. Silence. Then someone claps. Mrs. Chen. Then Coach Daniels, then Officer Park, then more. The board looks uncomfortable. Good. They vote unanimously for new measures. Mandatory reporter training, anonymous reporting with external oversight, quarterly reviews with student representatives. It's not everything, but it's a start.